All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Condemnation and Blight meeting. Today is July 15th, and the time is exactly 2 p.m. May I ask who is in attendance today from the public? Anyone from the public?
Greg Miller.
Hello, Mr. Miller. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. So in attendance today, we have Pat Mahoney from Building. Sands, are you on?
I'm on. Yep, I'm on.
All right. As well as myself, Phil Higgins. So, call to order. Do we have approval of the minutes from May 20th?
Make a motion.
All right. Pat, seconded.
Second.
Well, any discussion on the matter? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Any new communications?
I have none.
All right. Hearing none. Or we can wait till new business as well. So, condemnation, old business, 92 Grassmere.
Phil, I'm going to make a motion to suspend the usual order on the agenda and go to 1237 Stratfield Road.
Okay. All right. I will agree with that. 1237 Stratfield Road.
And this.
All right.
I don't see that on the agenda.
Yep. And so I'm going to make a motion to add 1237 Stratfield Road to the condemnation agenda.
Okay.
I'll second that.
So 1237 Stratfield Road, and that's going to be under new business condemnation. All right. Sands, I'll turn the floor to either you or the gentleman in the room.
We need a vote.
Okay. I heard a second.
Aye.
All right. Any discussion on the matter
Aye.
before we vote? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right.
And so Mr. Smith is there from engineering department to sort of advise us on his findings.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Raymond Smith, Town of Fairfield Engineering Department. I'm one of the senior civil engineers. I was working on the Four Corners project, which is in the vicinity of that 1237 Stratfield Road property. Over the course of the project that I had noticed that there was some degradation of the retaining wall along the channel. We've been monitoring it over the course of like the last year, I'd say. Intermittently kind of just checking in, seeing how it looks. This degradation has gotten worse over time. I think it's at a point now where it can cause significant problems both up and downstream from the riverway. There's several parking spaces that are behind that retaining wall. I think those should be blocked off. I'd fear that if that wall was to actually give out all the way, then the soil and the erosion that's occurring already would completely fall in along with any vehicle that's there.
Okay. I first would like to ask, okay, Mr. Cleary, Sands, does this area of the land fall within the jurisdiction or the authority of the condemnation and blight boards?
Yeah, so any structure that exists on private property that presents a menace to public safety is part of what we have authority over. Mr. Smith and the town attorney have been communicating with the owners of the property, M&T Bank. Mr. Smith has looked into ownership, and the ownership is M&T Bank, and so I'm putting this on the agenda at Mr. Smith's not request, but at the request of the town attorney, to consider this as menace to public safety, this collapsing wall. And I'm looking at it from a Google map above, and Mr. Smith, it looks like there is a catch basin in the parking lot in the middle of the three spaces there. Would that be where this would the area where it's damaged be where the water from that catch basin is coming in?
I'd have to, I mean, I don't see a pipe in the photo that's in front of me. I'd have to go on site and determine that. I couldn't say without being out there and actually getting eyes on it.
But
But if it was there, it would definitely be attributing to the erosion.
yeah, and your assertion is that any, if a storm were to come along, they could expedite the damage quickly and cause the collapse of the wall and the parking area potentially.
Absolutely.
So the matter before us is a condemnation issue based upon the structural compromise and safety factor, the safety of all those surrounding this particular wall.
Yeah, also from a building perspective, it does present a hazard. It is holding back retainage of the upper wall. If that does give, it could extend to the parking spaces. If somebody's walking along there, they could be injured or killed. So it does present a definite issue.
Yeah.
And that stream originates at the Owen Fish Park. So you could have, upstream all the way to that retaining pond.
Okay. And there has or has not been dialogue with the owner? I apologize.
Yeah, there's been 3 to 4 letters that have gone out.
Okay.
Certified letters
Okay.
from the town council.
Okay.
And Mr. Smith, I believe you conveyed that the bank has acknowledged receipt of those letters, but has yet to take action?
You'd have to talk to Jim Baldwin about that.
Okay.
From what I remember in our conversations, there's been no notification that they've received them.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that the collapsed wall at 1237 Stratfield Road presents a menace to public safety under unfit structures ordinance.
I'll second that.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the motion. Any further discussion on the motion?
Do you have the name of the business?
It's M&T
yeah.
Bank.
M&T Bank, Stratfield Road. Okay. So while we're in discussion, our next, before we actually vote on this, is there anything that we as the Board of Condemnation need to do? Do we send a certified letter as well, or do we just send this back to the complainant?
So the course of action, if it's voted on as a menace to public safety, it would be we would send a letter to the owner instructing them. I think we would have to have a hearing with them present, is my understanding. Let me just pull this up here. But yeah, I believe we have to have a hearing, so we'll notify them of a hearing. Let's see. Yeah, we have to have a hearing. Yeah, we have to notify the owners of a hearing and take action. But I believe I'd have to look into it to see if there's. I know we've done it in the past. Have had an emergency meeting, but I don't know. Being that it's been monitored for some time, I don't know if this would be deemed an emergency.
If I may, I'm going to ask the gentleman, Raymond, would you consider this an imminent emergency?
I would, yes.
Okay.
I think it needs to be addressed as soon as possible.
Okay.
Again, we've witnessed degradation to that retaining wall for over approximately a year now.
Okay. So Raymond has the belief that this would fall underneath emergency, conditions. So can we send them a letter as soon as possible to schedule a hearing, like an emergency hearing?
Yes, we can expedite that.
Okay.
We have to give them 10 days notice, so we'd have to
Okay.
get the letter out,
Okay.
as soon as possible and give them a 10-day notice.
In the meantime, can we legally block off their parking to prevent the additional weight in that particular area?
Again, I would think that we could easily request it. I don't know if we could enforce it, but potentially we might be able to. I think that might fall within...
I can't under building standards.
Yeah, I think that might fall within Pat's authority, is what I'm gonna say.
And I'll head out there tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
Any further? Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say, taking this action today would, to start this process, would eventually enable the town, if M&T Bank fails to take action under unfit structures, it allows the town to remedy the situation, to abate the situation, and then lien the property for the cost associated with that.
Right. Okay. Any additional discussion on the matter? No, Pat?
No.
Sands, anything?
Nope.
All right, hearing no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion moves. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
You too.
Yes, sir. Hey, Rooster Cat. I got it.
Sands, a motion to return to regular business?
Yep, I don't believe motion is necessary
Okay.
now.
Go back to regular motion, 92 Grassmere Avenue. I drove by, I did not see any progress in regards to the condition, nor anything in regards to the structure. I'm not aware of any discussion on that matter or property.
No, I did reach out to the potential buyer under contract, and I did not get a reply from him in terms of the status of it. Property stabilized now. He started the procedures for a demo permit, but he has to complete the sale prior to that.
Okay, so we're still kind of in limbo in regards to the sale.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's still, I believe, being fined?
No, we stopped the fines because they abated the hazards there
Yeah, all right.
and stabilized the property.
Okay. All right, I'd recommend just leaving it on then.
Yep.
Second.
All right. Any additional new business under condemnation? No, okay. Moving down to number 6, blight ordinance old business, number 1, 46 upon you. I went there today. I noticed a large hole on the eaves of the right side of the property. A decent-sized hole, I should say, but all other, was kind of hidden by the brush, the trees, and the lawn. I wasn't going to go crawling along the right side of the building just based upon, if it's not even infestation, but just the weeds, the yard work.
Yep, I believe on this one, Andrea, correct me if I'm wrong, we had a hearing scheduled for last month,
Yes.
and that the meeting had to be canceled because of the lack of a quorum. So did we re-notify them of the hearing, like that it's been postponed?
No, we didn't because the notification was sent back.
Oh,
It wasn't delivered.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to resend that and conduct a hearing on this one.
And I also knocked on the door with no answer, so,
Yep.
unknown about the vehicles in the driveway as well.
Yeah, so we'll have to send a hearing notice for the next meeting.
Okay. All right, number 2, 12 Carthage Street. Now, I believe this was the backyard and construction material?
Yep, it's all removed.
Okay. All right, if it's all been removed, then,
Yep, I make a motion to remove it from the agenda for compliance.
Second.
okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right, number 92 Grassmere, we just kind of talked about. Number 4, 20 Morehouse Highway.
No significant changes or updates. The debris is still in the side yard. The house has the siding completed, but there's still debris in the
Correct.
backyard, and it continues to be found.
Yes, sir. All right. Number 5, 57 Rockridge.
I met with the son of the owner out there today. They continue to move forward a little bit at a time. They're having difficulty getting rid of some of the larger items, finding people that are willing to even just haul them away. But again, it continues to be, the yard continues to be cleaned up. Debris keeps, they keep removing debris, so I would say leave it on for another month.
Okay. Forward progress, that's good. And number 6, 222 Stilson. I believe we're all in receipt of an email.
Yep.
I believe the project is moving forward.
In progress. Yep. Did code reviews.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did code review just a little while ago. I would think that perhaps applications might be forthcoming,
Soon.
but
Just leave it on hold.
it's forward progress. So I would
Yep.
recommend, just like Pat mentioned, that we leave it on.
Yep, I just, for the record, would like to enter in the owner's been responsive to our requests, providing updates, and that he is, working diligently with an attorney to move the project forward as expeditiously as possible.
All right. Blight ordinance, new business, new complaints. We'll start with the first one, number 21, Black Rock Turnpike. I will go on record saying I'm not familiar with 21 Black Rock Turnpike, unless it's the old Schreier Brothers. Drove by there today. It's just overgrown landscaping and leaves and grass. I know that there is foundation in there. I don't know if that's the citation, if you will, or the complaint.
So I believe the complaint had to do with the trees and weeds and the like. Andrea, I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was, did this come through Q Alert?
Yes, this is a Q Alert one, I think, with conservation. It
Yeah, I
was
think-
moved to conservation, so I don't know if it's still part of us or
Okay.
just that
Yeah,
we
so
know that it came through and moved to conservation.
Yeah, I think this would fall under conservation or Department of Public Works. And so
Okay. Remove?
I'll make a motion to remove it from the agenda. It's just
Second.
overgrowth.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, 904 High Street.
I took a look at it today. There's definitely at least 3 holes with birds and wildlife going in and out of the property. The complainant reports seeing squirrels going in and out. Totally possible, so I would make a motion that we send a hearing notice, that it meets the criteria, and that we send a hearing notice.
Yes, second. All right. Any further discussion other than, yes, I also saw it. It appears to be vacant with siding and perhaps step failures. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. 91 Lockwood Road.
Yep. Just overgrown grass,
Yeah.
so it doesn't meet the criteria for blight.
All right. We'll remove that. All right. 499 Melville Avenue.
So I spoke with both property owners of the fence and the area in question on Melville Ave. They cleaned up the garbage, which wasn't placed there by them, just by passing vehicles. They cleaned it up. They've trimmed some of the grass in the area. They've covered up some things with mulch, and they have nearly completed all the repairs to the fences. Several new pieces, several repairs. I'm just waiting for a couple more pieces to be put in place.
Very nice, Sans, because I was actually going to comment. I didn't really see all that much. So, okay. Do we need to take any additional action on this, or your discussion, you believe that the work, is, does it fall underneath blight and?
No, I think we can take this off, because I sent a notice based upon Health Department code.
Okay.
So I think we can remove this from blight because I think it better falls within the Health Department code.
Okay. I will agree. 499 Millville removed. 225 Paper Mill Lane, based on the complaint, along with my drive-by, my inspection, I didn't really see anything that would fall underneath blight, other than, not even other than, it appears as though the complaint was more landscaping and weeds.
Yep, and it was taken by, in the Q-Alert system, was claimed by Department of Public Works.
Okay.
So they adopted it. So I don't think it falls under blight. We've had it on the agenda before. It didn't fall under blight then. I don't think it does now.
All right. We'll remove that. 583 Riverside Drive.
So I met with the complainants on this one, and I spoke to the owner, and he has made some progress, but not completed yet. It does meet the criteria for blight with several holes and damage to the siding, and the complainants say there's birds and animals going in. I didn't see that, but it's entirely possible. So I would make a motion to consider this as a potential blight and send a hearing notice for the next meeting.
I second.
Okay.
And,
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'll make a note that, the owner said he's willing to do it, and he already took some action in terms of cutting down a number of large overgrown bushes on the side of the house, and it appears like a tree in the back of the house as well, that kind of exposes the damage a little bit more. I'm guessing in anticipation of getting someone to fix it, but I haven't spoken to him lately, but he has taken some action just based upon discussion we had.
Okay. So there's a good faith effort, forward
Yep.
progress. I'm sure they'll understand the reasoning for our letter,
Yep.
however. All right. Any further discussion? No?
I have one quick question. On 956 Stratfield Road, that one is being handled by the Health Department. I just want to make sure.
Oh, I don't have that.
1956.
1950.
Yeah, 1956.
Okay, yeah. We still have a motion on 583, though. I don't know if, I have 1956 after 583.
Okay.
Yep.
All those in favor of 583 Riverside?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And now, 1956
So that's
Stratfield Road being handled by Health, okay. I also have one, I believe, other blight that came through, I believe, Q-Alert.
Yes.
And that's 91 Lockwood, of which,
That one
I
we
drove.
discussed, I
That's
thought.
just grass.
Yeah,
That one was
okay,
over.
I'm sorry, yes, we did.
But then
So,
I
but we-
had,
1964 North Benson also came in.
Oh, yes,
And, again, I think I reached out to Pat to see if there was any recent activity.
I did contact the people there. They said they fell behind on getting, properly paid, et cetera. They're back in schedule. They're working again.
Yeah.
They're going to keep going, and everything's going to be back on schedule.
Well,
They would keep it on.
I was going to say, I did notice that, one of the reasons it was complained about was that it had Tyvek on the outside, and it's been recently entirely sided, so.
Yep, they instructed me they were going to go full force ahead, and they were going to stay on.
Yep, and I've seen people there the last few times I drove by.
that was the one that came in today.
all right. And then, I noticed one more for 500 Reef Road, where the comments mention multiple lanternfly sighting. So, I will go on record stating that, I did not actually see this myself. It just came in, I think, recently.
And with the lantern flies, I spoke to conservation last year because we had them on our property, and they said there's nothing you can do, just the owners, it's recommended to try and remove them or kill them so they don't cause an issue.
Yep.
It's not a blight thing.
And I responded to the individual making the complaint via email to that, and that there's really, other than, trying to kill them, there's not much we can do. They're here, they're spreading, you can try to slow the spread a little bit, but.
All right.
That's everything.
71 Reed Street, rebuilding their house, and they're mowing, and they aren't mowing their lawn. Again, I believe this would be more landscaping and lawn care. And, right, and blight. And I'll go on the record for just a further discussion so that the public understands that the Board of Condemnation and Blight pretty much are not responsible for the upkeep of lawns and land. We're pretty much here for structures and building. So I believe with the complaint here being more or less they aren't mowing their grass, mowing their lawn, there's really nothing that we can do about that.
Yeah.
All right, anything else before us?
That's all I have.
Okay. Anything else? No? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn at 2:27 PM.
Second?
All right.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.